Alright, I'm going to go through the steps on how to use the Centroids game for your centroid activity. And so in the first level here where we're learning the ropes, what you're doing is we're giving the centroid symbol, and you're deciding if the actual centroid of the shape is either above or below that symbol. And because this shape is at the top, I know that the actual centroid location is going to be closer to this point than in the middle of the object. So I'll click above and it will tell me I'm correct. So I can continue that, and again it's going to be on this side because this is adding to it. So I know that that one's going to be below. And so that's the first level of the centroid game. When you're finished with the first round, it'll show you your score, and you go ahead and click next round. Read the directions. It says one of the terms in the table is incorrect. Find the incorrect term. So if I look at this, it's telling me the area of the red shape is 7.5, and so if I calculate that, 5 times 1.5, I get 7.5, so this one is correct. The next thing I do is the area for the blue shape, and so it is 4.5 times 1.5, and I get 6.75, so that is correct. Right here we have the centroid location of that shape from the reference line in the Y direction. And so what it's saying is to the center of this red shape it is 5.5 inches, and so if I go from the reference line to this line, that's 4.5, and then to get to the middle of the red, that's another 0.75. So 0.5 plus 0.75 gives me 5.25, and so I know that this one is incorrect. If I look at this from the reference line, so from the reference line to the middle of this blue shape, half of 4.5 is 2.25, so that one's correct, and I know that this one is the incorrect value. Again, I'll do the same thing. 10 times 2.5 is 25, so that's correct. 12 times 2.5 is 30, so that's correct. Now, if I look at the red shape here, from the reference line it's up 2.5, and then it should be another 5 to get to the middle of the red shape. So 2.5 plus 5 is not 6, so I know that's incorrect. To get to the middle of the blue shape, half of 2.5 from the reference line is 1.25, so this one is the incorrect value. So it'll give you a total for that round, and you can see your percentage right down here. On the third round, you're calculating and entering the information, and so the area of the red shape, shape number 1, 180 times 30 gives me 5,400. So I'll type that in. The location of the blue shape in the Y direction, so from this reference line it should be 15, will get me to the center of this blue shape. So that's what I want to put there, 15. Click enter. Got them both correct. 2.5 times 7 will give me the area of the red shape, 17.5. And the location of the blue from the reference line to the middle of that would be 1.25. Remember, it's from the reference line, so if I look at this, to the middle of this one is 6 because half of 7 is 3.5 plus 2.5, that's why it's 6. Alright, so there's round 3, how you do it. So you can see your score for the third round. Click next round. Now we're figuring the missing data in the table, and so from the reference line I have to figure out where in the Y direction from the reference line is part 1, or the red part, located. And so it would be 105 plus half of 16. Half of 16 is 8, so it would be 105 plus 8, and I get 113 for that one. The blue one, same thing. From the reference line to the middle of the blue would just be 105 divided by 2 would get me there. So that's 52.5. And since the blue and the purple part are the same, this one is also 52.5. So I got all of those correct. So you're just filling in the missing data on the table. The next round, round 5, you're calculating everything. So you're calculating the area of the red shape. So 54 times 55, that gives me 2970. The location of it in the y direction, so 27 plus half of 55, so 55 divided by 2 is 27.5 plus 27, that gives me 54.5. And then this last column is these two numbers multiplied together. So 54.5 times 2970 gives me 161,865. Same thing for the blue, 27 divided by 2 gives me 13.5. Or 27 times 69 gives me the area of that shape, and so it is 1863. And then 27 divided by 2 gives me 13.5, which is, from the reference line, the center of that shape. Multiply those two numbers together, and I get my thing that I need. That's how you do round 5. One thing that I want to point out is if you click redo previous round, like for instance I only got half the points on that round, I can click that, I can redo that round, and I can score better, and I don't have to go back and do the whole thing again. And so you have to make that decision at the end of the round whether you want to redo it or not. Click the next round. Here we're calculating the centroid location in the y direction. So everything we've done so far has been just to do this last formula. And so how you do this, you figure out all the information that goes in each one of these boxes. You add up this sum right here, goes on the top part of your equation. You add up the sum of the areas, that goes on the bottom part of your equation. Divide the two, type in your number, and hit enter, and you will see whether you're right. It gives you the information. You can click continue. I would want to redo that, so I'd click redo previous round. Gives me a different problem. Again, I didn't get it right. Anyway, when you're finished, click finish. Type your name on the certificate. Click print. You'll change the printer to save as a PDF, and you'll go ahead and click save. Save that as your name, and then you'll upload that PDF file to the LMS, and I'll give you your credit for doing the assignment.